Welcome back, dear viewers. Our first guest of the evening is Mr. Hamza Taqi, a certified corporate coach and trainer also. Good evening, Mr. Hamza.
Good evening, Mr. Mohammed. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you clear and well. How was your evening so far, sir?
Excellent. My evening is good. It's not, although it's not evening yet for me.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's almost noon time for me.
Yeah. So now tonight is the weather is clear, so hopefully everything will be clear and everything will be fun to go outside, like for everyone. And
I always tell my friends, you know, there will always be sunshine after rain.
Exactly.
And there will always be laughter after pain.
Yeah, definitely.
These things have always been the same.
Yeah, and you are, Mr. Hamza, our first sunshine for the evening. And it's our pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Yeah, please.
It's my pleasure.
It's my pleasure. Yeah. Mr. Hamza, before we start, can you please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us more about your career as a certified trainer and coach, please?
Well, basically, my friend, it happened by accident. You know, somebody requested me to do an induction course for the newcomer when I was a banker. And then it went very successfully. And once, like in 1992, I was attending a program for senior managers. And all the attendees were from the banks, except one guy was from another industry. And this gentleman approached me after a week's training. And he said, Hamza, I have a problem in my company, and I think you can help me. So I said, what sort of problem? And he said, why don't you visit and stuff? I said, I'm already working. He said, come in the afternoon for 2 hours, 3 hours, see my issues. So I went there and we did a good work. I think, you know, this gentleman still recommends me to a corporation to do business with. So it happened by accident. And then I liked it. It was an extra money for me. But then I started enjoying it because, you know, I became an expert, a matter expert subject matter expert on marketing, selling skills, customer service. So even the Institute of Banking Studies used to ask me from the bank and take me for a week to train there on customer service and selling skills and marketing. Fast forward, when, you know, I like this because I was always a seeker. I was always learning new stuff, a new subject, a new methods that I've never learned in school, in college.
Exactly.
So I got really passionate about learning. So I started following, you know, big trainers, big coaches, and started mentoring with them and getting coached by them to enable me and to get the certification that I need to pursue my dreams in terms of helping people and touching their lives and transforming organizations for the better.
Yeah, that's really
great. So
great.
It became, my last position, let's say, it's a master performance consultant, and basically we use the team coaching, where we work with teams and organizations and make their performance peak.
Yeah.
Goes to the peak, yes.
Definitely. Mr.
So
Hamza,
in a nutshell, this is how, Tell me.
It's really encouraging, like you're encouraging me and all our dear viewers to keep in their minds that learning is not limited for 12 or 16 years from kindergarten until university, but you should have continuous learning throughout your life to achieve a lot of goals. And not everything we can learn in school or university. We can learn things outside. So thanks to you for encouraging me and all our dear viewers to continue learning, to know more about ourselves and improve our skills.
Absolutely, Mr. Mohammed. This is very essential, and it's a mindset that
Exactly.
some people, they believe when they become a manager or something, they stop learning and they shy away from going into a development. But it's continuous. It's from from when we were in our mother womb till we go to the grave. We're always learning from life. We're always learning from each other. I most of the time I learn from my students and my learners.
Yeah, that's really great. Mr. Hamza, regarding you working in a bank, so now, mashallah, big banks and other businesses in Kuwait are always booking you to train their employees. What exactly are you coaching and training them about?
It's basically, what they need. They need customer service. They need to update their mind and their mentality of how to approach the customer, how to treat the customer, and how to win the customer to become loyal. It's a small market. Everybody's fighting for a piece of the market, and everybody has to have a service mindset. If there is no service mindset for the employees, for the staff, even when they are working internally with each other, not let alone working externally with the external customers. They have to treat each other. So they need communication, they need customer service, they need team work and team building, and of course, leadership is the key as well. In other than that is selling and marketing skills and presentation skills, problem solving, communication. All these are required for life, even not only emotional intelligence, emotional agility. It's very important for our workforce today.
So, Mr. Hamza, you just mentioned to us the subject or topics you do with your trainees, but will you please tell us more about your specific or unique coaching and training style?
Well, I come from a school that, learning it doesn't have to be serious. So I do the training or the coaching program as a playful event to engage the audience. Some bankers, they come, or some telecom companies, they come after hours to do 2-3 hours in the afternoon. They're already tired. They are not going to be listening to you if you're not able to engage them. By doing some gamification, learning activities that gets them to move. They do most of the work. You are only facilitating and asking the right questions to make them, talk to each other and come up with a solution and come up with what they know. And then we built on that. So it's mainly through activities and learning by doing rather than by telling. So it's always workshop and case studies and stories and discussions.
Exactly. And Mr. Hamza, what type of training, in your opinion, is most effective? Like you just mentioned that you have to engage them with some kind of style you usually do with them. But what is the most effective training, like way of training, and what does it consist of, please?
Well, your question is very difficult to answer. Why? Because a training is a journey, it's not an event. Now, when we work with clients, we work on events, like 3 days, 4 days, 1 week, 6 weeks, and then they go back to their job. Now, how matter effective the training is and the learning that took place during the event, if it's not applied at work and embedded in our personality, it's not going to be effective. So there is a key player in the learning journey that we do. We either go into after the training and we engage into coaching, where we try to reinforce the learning that they had before and how they are implementing it. So we're forcing them in the way to apply what they learn. The better way is where the manager, who is always seeing his people every day, is supposed to enforce the new learning that they've done. So they change the behaviors and they change the outcome.
Exactly.
So here, sometimes, you don't have a leeway on the organization. They tell you, okay, we need a team building exercise for 2 days. Our people have issues communicating with each other. We just want the 2 days from 8 to 3. That's it.
Exactly.
So we engage them in a dialogue and in the aspect of team building, and we talk about TechMan. We talk about all the theories of team building and how leadership and everybody has a role, and the differences that we have in the team makes us strongest rather than we are similar in the same way of thinking. So it is a journey, as I said, and we try our best to do the event itself, the 3 days or the 1 week, as effective as possible, where everybody is engaged. We try to make them apply the learning during the program, so they are in a safer environment than going to work. Maybe they are, a little bit limited with the procedure or the way they work, or even the leadership style and the culture of the organization. So sometimes the training is not the best solution for organizations. Like if I'm a manager and I have a problem with my sales team, and I immediately say, oh, send them to training for 3 days to become better salespeople. Maybe the problem is in me, Mohammed. As a leader, I'm not coaching them. I'm not seeing what they need. Maybe somebody is sitting on a chair that is broken for 2 years, and he's been asking to change his chair, and nobody is listening. So I'm just making an exaggeration, but I want to make the point that the manager plays a big role in the development of individuals. I was lucky for having good managers, good leaders in my life, and they've always developed me, and that's what made me, I guess, the way I am now, or reach the position that I am in now.
Exactly. And Mr. Hamza, from your answers to my questions, you sound like you are really care about your client and trainees, and you are so much engaged with them. You sound like you always make sure that they get the best quality from your information and experience and knowledge you share with them. So what do you like to see in your clients and trainees, and does their attitude matter?
Of course. See, we are only successful if our clients are successful.
Exactly.
So we stem our success from the success of our clients or the corporation that we work with. So when we are working with an organization, and when we see them that they are progressing, they are doing better, the people are feeling engaged at work, they are feeling good, they feel good at work. So when we have that feel, definitely the organization will be successful. And we try to coach the leadership and to create a culture that is, caring for the employee, for the staff. Because at the end of the day, who does the work? It's the staff, it's the people, it's of the organization. And I've always, believed that in the people capability, in terms of experience and in terms of theories and studies and cases that we've gone through, like, for example, the Southwest airline, Kalahar, he's always say, my people come first. And if I treat my people good, they will in turn treat the customer, the external customer, in an excellent way, and they will establish a good relationship with them and have loyal customers. But if you are not taking of your internal people, you cannot take care of the external people.
Exactly.
And that's one of my philosophies that I try to embed in the mind of managers, because managers really, they make you or they break you.
Exactly. And also, Mr. Hamza, decision making during our career and the paths we choose, or the path we exactly choose or focus on is really important. So how do you think we can take a better business or personal decisions? Is there a specific method or there's any method that you should follow?
Of course, there are many methods for decision making. It depends on the decision and the issue you're tackling. Sometimes, your shoelaces opens up while you're walking. So you want to take a decision immediately. What do? You're not going to use a method for that. You're just going to stop and tie your shoelaces. Or for example, you're walking and you end up in a hole. You're not going to think of, how did I... First of all, you're going to get out of the hole. Exactly. So decision making, we always make decisions based on our, sometimes we make that automatic decision based on our previous experiences, and sometimes our feeling plays a big role in our decision. But I've always believed that is the thought, it's our mentality, exactly. It's how we think. That makes us make a better decision in our life. For example, there are many people, they feel that life is all about scarcity. That if this business taken this, then I don't have any business. No, exactly. Business is abundance. There is always businesses. There always a problem to be solved for corporation, for individuals. So think about something that is dire in the society or in the community that requires a good solution, and you become that solution. Exactly. And take that decision to study the issue thoroughly and identify what's the real issue. Get rid of the assumption, question the issue that you have, and then once you identify the problem, then you can always look at different options and think of brainstorming and come up with different options and different decisions that you make. And hopefully focus on the best option that you have and implement it, apply it, and see the results. And if it doesn't give you the right result, go back again and think of the actual problem and analyze it and take a decision. And see, sometimes we have people that are over-analyzing. Yes. They are very critical. They want to be accurate all the time.
It's really negative.
They analyze. Yeah, they analyze, and then there is no need to take a decision. The opportunity has gone. So you need to balance. You need to balance that, and you get that experience by taking a lot of decisions and making mistakes, learning from these mistakes, and move on. Especially for young people, I always tell them, don't worry, make mistakes, because you're just new in the job. You're just new in life. So everybody will forgive you, and from those mistakes you learn, and you have a better decision making in any arena. But I go back to the way we think. Are we thinking of a learner mindset, or are we a judger mindset? Sometimes we judge a lot. We're always judging. We're always looking at others. Yeah. But
too much analyzing and too much judging.
But we should look at ourselves. Forget about it. Now, before, when I teach marketing, I always focus on competitive analysis and having the competitive advantage over the competition. So we have a big topic. We talk about the competition and how we study the competition and how we try to have a war to win over the competition. Exactly. In the recent years, I've been telling people, forget about your competition. Just think of your internal processes. Think of your internal policies. Think of your internal people, your procedure. Fix your internal product. Re-engineer some of the processes. Make it simple. Automate stuff. Use artificial intelligence to help you make better decisions.
Not analyzing, making decisions.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes we look at the competition and we forget about what we have issues internally. Or sometimes I look at other organizations and I don't look at my organization. I better look at my organization and focus internally. Even us as people, we sometimes look at others, and I always tell, look at yourself, always focus on yourself and see what you need. And work on that, and there is abundance out there. You can be whatever you want to be. Every single one of us was chosen by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, God, to be in this planet Earth for a reason. And find your reason, find your purpose, and take a decision and pursue it. Jump on it. Don't wait too much. Just jump, learn. As you will fail, get up again. Like riding the bicycle, you get up again because you wanted to ride the bicycle. Same thing. And enjoy the journey. It's never a destination. It's a journey that you go through. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Hamza, like you mentioned the young people, the young generation, and you mentioned that they should not worry about committing mistakes. So how can we help the young generation to become more effective leaders in the future?
Well, we don't teach leadership in the school, and what we teach competition in the exams. I want to be al-awwal or number one or from the top 10 and so on. So it's always one me game, not we. And we grow up on that, and even like for example, the way we talk to our children or how our parents talk to us. Look at your cousin, he got this and he did this, and where are you? And these comparisons are really bad for the young generation.
Everyone is unique by their own.
Exactly, they want, you want to find out their uniqueness. I didn't think that I will be a good in marketing or I'll pursue the career that I have now, except for a leader who asked me a question one day, and that made me, think about what I want, and here we are. But, you never know where you're going to end up. Because things changes, and it's good, it's fine, as long as you're on the right vision, on the right track, you're going. Sometimes, you change the lane, but you go back again to pursue your dream. So the young generation, they, for me, are very important. Why the youth? Because once they graduate, they all have this, they have the enthusiasm and the power to do and to prove themselves and to achieve and to apply some of the learning they've done.
Exactly.
But when they are blocked by a manager or by a culture or by a parent, sometimes, who are you to think that way, or sometimes, and then you block them in that manner. And they will have, they will say, well, this is the life. I'll go with the flow, and I'll become like the rest of the community and be part of it, and just go to work and come back, and no passion, no dream to be fulfilled.
We will not worry if personalities like you in our community, Mr. Hamza. Thank you so much for charging our enthusiasm tonight. It was really an amazing information and interview I had with you, and hope to see you soon, inshallah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Dear viewers, there was with us Mr. Hamza Taqi, certified corporate coach and trainer. Now, let's go to our second report, dear viewers. It's Metaverse, the world of the future. Stay tuned.